Welcome back, everybody. This is a completely inappropriate podcast. I am your host, Tony, along with Mr.
Frank.
And we are here with Pickle Rick on the
Yay.
shirt once again, because we do two of these. If you listen to the last one, you heard about them before. How you doing, Frank?
I'm okay.
If you could turn yourself into a pickle, would you?
No.
Yeah, sounds stupid, doesn't it? Anyway, so this episode, we brought out this awesome gift you gave me. We're going to put the book away. Actually, you brought me two gifts. What was this shirt about? You brought me this shirt.
Oh yeah, because I was on the
Why
Facebook
do I
and there
have-
was this ad, a heathen store, a store for heathens,
Heathens!
and the
thought
shirt
we got a beard
advertised
shirt.
was, it said, savage as hell, but I still need cuddles, and I looked into it, and I clicked on it, and then I got a pop-up saying if you buy two you get free shipping, but I'm like, it's okay, I'll wait. So then I got out of there, and as soon as I got out of there, you hit me up with the ad. You're like, I need it, and I'm like, I think that showed up because I clicked on it on Facebook.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, and then and it hit me. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to get free shipping if I buy two. So when I tell you that, I'm like, what size are you? And you give me your size, and I go back to the ad, but the pop-up didn't show up, and I'm like, I thought I was supposed to get free shipping.
No free shipping?
No!
So you paid for the shipping and the extra shirt? Aww, you got Jude. That's so sad.
Yeah, but
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a really cool shirt.
The store for heathens, heathen store, they spelled
Not an
hell.
advertisement.
They spelled hell with two L's instead of one, so that's the last of my money they're getting. Because with two L's, that's a Christian hell. With one L, it's Helheim.
You know that's such a ridiculous thing for
Am
you
I
to
being
expect
petty?
everybody to deal with, right?
Am I being petty?
Yeah, you want everybody to concede to your ideologies.
No, because that's the religion.
What? For Savage? It's a fucking website.
For hell to
It's not a website. Hi, honey.
Hey.
In walks the deer.
Hi.
Hey, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic.
Oh, since we have you here, if you don't mind,
What?
is it petty of me to? This is the shirt I got your husband
Uh-huh.
for. It's from a heathen store.
Oh, because it's a
But-
heathen store?
Yeah,
But heathen
But
doesn't necessarily mean that they...
hell is
Uh-huh.
spelled with two L's. That's the Christian hell.
Like in the
And I'm
Bible.
like,
Okay.
and I'm like, that's the last of my money they're getting. It's supposed to be with
Because-
one L because they're heathens.
Yeah.
Because you know that, right? Because we all know that.
Well, if you're a heathen, you know
if
that.
you're a heathen, if you're a religious heathen
Uh-huh.
and you know the religious aspects of being a heathen, apparently you know it's one L.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a religion
So-
to heathens.
Am I being petty? Is what I'm asking.
Petty to what? Like to them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that
that's the
he
last
doesn't
of
wanna-
my money because you're not. Really,
Oh, well.
Because they spelled hell with two L's,
Oh.
like everyone would assume that it should be spelled.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't think of
Stop
anything
bringing
like
my wife
that.
into that. She just finished
Oh.
work. Let her
I'm like,
rest.
I wouldn't think of anything like that. Like,
Go on. Oh, look, she's got a new tattoo. You want to show?
Oh,
She
hey.
got a little,
Yeah, you posted that. I saw that.
It matches mine right here.
Yeah.
We got geckos.
Mm-hmm.
We're adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough, sweetheart.
Okay.
Oh, kill the cat before you go.
Okay, come here.
Please don't allow him to
Let's go
cry.
murder. Let's go murder you.
Frank, I'm gonna go wash it anyway. It's been in your car.
And the material looks cheap.
All right, so you
Talk about
got
that.
so you got me an amazing shirt,
Yeah.
even if it's spelled wrong. You also brought me this. It's a Dungeons and Dragons dice tower with a crit die. What made you bring this about?
I got it in a
Where'd you get it?
subscription box. I want to say Loot Crate.
Oh.
And I'm a nerd, but I'm not that much of a nerd.
So you have no reason to keep it? is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I have no interest in playing.
I've never played it, but I'm a
Dungeons
big
and
fan. I've said it on the pod before. I listened to a couple different. Dice Nights is a good one if you're into just regular people playing it, like proper, taking it actually kind of serious. And then a more fun one, a more jovial one where it's a lot of jokes thrown in because it's a bunch of comics playing together, is Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker. Those guys are amazing. Dan Telfer is their DM, and he's just a remarkable
DM means Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master. Yeah,
Not
he's the
direct
one.
Message.
No, he's the
That's
one.
the first thing that came to mind.
You're
Direct
an idiot.
message.
Context clues here, motherfucker. So, check those podcasts out. I highly recommend them if you have any interest in learning about Dungeons and Dragons. It's basically little sci-fi stories every episode. They're great. So I've been interested in trying to get my wife and a couple people to play, but it's so hard to get people together nowadays, especially with Rona around. Everybody's scared.
Well, you can play on Zoom or Skype.
Yeah, I don't like people that much to see them on a screen. I only like to see if I can smell you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So back to the reason you brought this.
Yeah. Because I got it from Loot Crate.
Oh, I thought it was because you keep expecting me to go playing with people.
Oh, well, if you want, I mean.
Because I got an invite from one of our old guests, Kim, and.
Well, I suggested that, I was like, oh, I'll tell Tony.
It'd be pretty cool if we can get a game night together. Would you be interested in playing though? Have you any interest in it at all?
I'll try anything once.
Anal?
On me?
Pegging?
Well, I said I'd try anything once, right?
True.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. PG-13 years in the room.
No, it's just me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, try anything once.
Fun. I'll bring it out later. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to talk about this Dungeons and Dragons thing is because it is what we call a classic game. A very classic game. Do you have any games that, and this episode I wanted to talk about some maybe classic video games, classic board games, classic toys that we grew up with, wanted, fought friends for, had our moms rush to the mall to get us if we could, if we were so inclined to have that kind of lifestyle. What did you enjoy most about childhood? Do you have one toy or one memory of receiving a gift that was just, oh my goodness, I can't believe it? Or any good memories at all, playing with anything, Frank? Other than your Willy.
I didn't play with my Willy till I was in a rat.
Motherfucker, I already told you what this episode was going to be about.
No,
Look at like these questions
I'm
are just
thinking-
random.
I'm thinking because I'm like, I used to play marbles. I remember playing.
There you go, there's a
marbles was
start.
thing in fucking.
Now, how did you play marbles? Let's teach people how to play marbles.
What's this? Well, you dig a hole.
You ever played bocce ball?
That's the thing. That's the video you were watching, right?
It's giant marbles.
Yeah. No, I never played.
I bought a set for my dad for Father's Day,
Uh-huh.
and we played it last weekend. It's such a great game, dude. It's basically giant marbles. You get this one small, like ping pong sized ball. You throw it out in the yard. You're supposed to have like this little 12 by 25 area or some shit, but we don't do that. We just throw the goddamn ball. Then you get a set of 4 balls, big canacos, big fuckers, and you just throw them at this little ping pong ball, trying to get it closer, like horseshoes. Every ball you get closer, you get a point. Play to 10, 15, whatever the fuck you want to play to. That's just the layman's version of the game, but that's basically what marbles was. You remember playing poison with the marbles? You throw the big one out there, and then you try and hit that one with the little marbles. You could always play get closer. Or you could play poison, right, and actually hit the big one, then your marble has poison, then you can go after the other people's marbles, and every marble you take out of theirs, you get to keep it. You play for keeps?
Yeah, we would always play for
yeah, you
keeps,
play for
and
keeps.
My father would get mad at me.
This is back in the day when you could still go to Mexico, though, and buy a bag of marbles for like 50 cents and shit. Like, I remember back then, we'd walk over the border every fucking weekend and go get fucking corn, cups of corn, you get big tacos, big potatoes. There was this one place called, what was it called? Taco Chino, which in Spanish is like Chinese tacos, right? No, I'm kidding. What's Taco Chino?
Well, the appropriate term is estacochino.
Right, what's that translate to?
It's dirty.
It's dirty. So we would go to this one taco stand, and not a taco like a restaurant. It's a stand outside in the street, a little street vendor, and they blatantly called their place Taco Chino, which is like Frank just said, it's a pun for
it's dirty.
It's dirty, and they were the dirtiest, greasiest, most delicious tacos, and it's still there today. Owned by a new group of people, from what I understand. But I was just talking to a guy that's from Mexico that travels there often. I haven't been there in years since they started the military on the border and shit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, what, a dozen years ago now? Life changes, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the shit we used to do. Back then, we had marbles, and the other big thing in that grade school era was pogs, You remember
Yeah.
Pogs? What was that in Spanish? Tazos.
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 You buy the small bag of chips and you get one in there. That's how you collected them.
You got chips in the chips?
Yeah.
I don't remember how I got it. I think I would just beat, like I had one, and then all of a sudden I beat, I got a stack off somebody once. And I went home with that, and then one day I just had like a bag full of tazos. I didn't realize what a gambler I had become. And they all just collected there, and everybody faded off of that, and we moved on to something else. What was the next thing? Do you remember?
After that I started playing soccer.
What about board? Did you ever play any board games or anything with your family?
My mother lately has
Talking
gotten
Dungeons and
into
Dragons.
family game night. So we've been playing fucking charades.
Charades is your family game night.
Yeah.
Oh, online. That's
Online?
clever. Did you just say online?
No.
Speak up, bitch. This is a podcast, and I don't fucking
No, I'm saying
sexy phone call that I
I'm
want to hear in
saying-
whispers.
lately my mother's gotten into family game night.
You said
and
that.
playing charades.
Uh-huh.
And what else? I remember way before that, fucking ages ago, we used to play Scrabble.
Yeah, that was our thing too. We Yeah, it was basically Scrabble. Like
Basically a crossword puzzle.
back when we still do like Monday Night Raw and football Sundays or football Mondays and Sunday night.
football.
Yeah, but then you had like the wrestling too, and wrestling was a
Monday
real
Night
big
Raw.
thing. It was all Monday, huh? It was off football season, I guess. But yeah, that same group, it would be like 4 or 5 families down the road. It was a little block party basically at my house every other weekend. And whenever there wasn't anything going on during the week and everybody needed a reason to get together and drink after work, they'd all bust out the Scrabble. They'd play for fucking hours, dude. You'd hear them screaming about tiles at 2 in the morning. I'm like 10 years old, it's Sunday night, and I gotta go to fucking school the next morning. My parents don't care because they got some... I don't know. I don't understand how my parents could have lived that life. I've got one kid. I'm 30 years old, and I've got one kid, and I struggle to stay up past 10 o'clock. And these guys, still to this day, they're in their 50s, and they're still fucking partying every day. They just fucking... They go hard, dude. They're like evergreen.
Well, do they work as many hours as you do?
Yeah, my dad does. My dad plays hard. He works hard and plays hard. He never slowed down. You never grow old, you know? He's a Black Sabbath fan.
Maybe it's a stamina thing.
It's a conquistador shit, man. It's that Spanish blood we got. That strong Spanish.
Probably.
You need the wine to survive kind of life, you know what I mean? Dame más vino. Woo! Speaking of which, where's my no,
Yeah. And then my sister, since quarantine, she's been wanting to get. Well, no, we did play Uno a few times, and she'd always lose. So now she hates
Hey,
Uno.
what do you think of all those new variants that have come out with Uno? The Uno Attack. And
I don't bother. I'm like, we're gonna play. You're gonna play. I tell her.
the
You play
idea of
Uno
the
with
card
us.
game is that all you need is a deck of cards.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I need a machine with batteries to shoot at my
it's
face.
ridiculous. So yeah, we tell my sister, we're like, if you're gonna play Uno with us, we're gonna play old school.
Classic.
Yeah.
Do you actually follow the rules? Because apparently, you know, you're not allowed to put down a wild card draw 4 and then tell them red, and then that person puts down a draw 2 and red, so that the next person has to draw 6. That's not allowed.
Really?
Really? But it feels like it should be, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's
you're
what
like,
we
well,
do.
if they can screw me up, we should be able to screw the next person up. I should be able to make it all the way back around to that original person. And so everybody could get screwed that way. But that is not in the original gameplay.
Huh.
Yeah, you're supposed to just draw 4 and put down a red card. You can't, it doesn't stack the draws.
Huh. Oh, good thing my sister doesn't listen to this.
I think if you can put down a draw 2, but the other person doesn't draw 6, they just draw 2. You still have to draw 4.
Oh yeah, that's how we've been doing it.
Okay, so there, I'm not 100% of the rules, but I was having this conversation the other day. It's a weird conversation I bring up. Anyway, so what other card games were you into? Did you guys ever play like Scat, like 31? Any Texas Hold'em in your family? Or just at the slot at the?
How I got into card playing was because when I was around 10, I think.
You play with your mom.
No, my father showed me how to play poker, And this was before the whole Texas Hold'em thing, so this was old school poker, like poker, where you were holding 6 cards.
Okay.
And so then I would play, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good. But it could be just fucking beginner's luck. So then I would play with my uncles in the reunions, we'd be playing poker, and I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm good at this. Well, it was beginner's luck.
Oh, okay.
But, then what happened? Yeah, and then years later, fucking Texas Hold'em became a thing, and I'm like, this is a much simpler version.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even remember how to play old school poker. I just remember those 6 cards. And, then what happened?
So you started playing Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, and, yeah, I played.
And you
for-
became a fucking addict, a gambling addict, and you lost all
No,
your
because
money. And now you
playing
live back at home
blackjack,
with mom and dad.
when I learned blackjack, it seemed so much
How'd you
simpler
lose all your
than
money?
fucking-
You didn't lose your money, you just
No.
spent it.
Yeah.
And why aren't you gambling now?
Because it's hard. It's one of those things where, yeah, you're good, but the getting back in is pretty hard. And
You gotta
know,
start somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Start
And I'm
hustling
like-
Rob
I'm
on the
like,
weekends.
It's not gonna be the same. But we did play cards in my cell. It was a yeah. It was what the fuck was it? It wasn't. It was a Mexican card game. Con quién? Con quién? I don't know. But
I
yeah,
feel like there's been too much Spanish references.
we've
in
been
this.
playing that, and we were using the ramen noodles for fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
chips.
yeah, and I got everyone's fucking ramen noodles, and they fucking hated
I
me.
am the Oriental Noodle King.
They hated me because I don't even like fucking ramen noodles. So I just had everyone's fucking ramen noodles. They were just sitting there.
You're an idiot. Oh, you're so stupid. That was worth the 5-minute interlude. So, what kind of toys did you wish you would have gotten that you weren't able to get? Was there anything that you ever pined before that Mama and Dad just couldn't possibly get for you?
Well, there's the alien toys, the predator toys.
What?
Yeah.
You probably wanted like the statuettes and shit, right?
No,
Like the $50
they were like
art pieces.
legit fucking toys, like action figures. You know.
Well, you wanted dolls.
No.
I thought you wanted actual sculptures. No, you
No,
wanted
no,
the
no,
dolls.
No.
Yes.
Action figures are small and plasticky.
And opposable.
Yeah.
Like a doll.
No, dolls are bigger.
No, they're the same thing.
No, fucking. That's why they're called.
Okay, you wanted a miniature doll. Got it.
You want to make this gay, don't you?
I just think action figures is always such a weird toy. I couldn't stand getting like opposable figurines. Like the shit my son likes. Like my son likes plush toys and like actual opposable objects. He likes dolls. He likes little boy dolls. I get it. They're boy dolls, but they're still fucking dolls. Just because they're hard plastic and not soft fabric doesn't mean they're not
You mean
dolls.
they're not ceramic?
Barbies are still Barbie dolls. They're plastic, opposable, and about that
they're
same size.
Bigger than action
Is Polly Pocket a doll?
No.
No? You'd call Polly Pocket an action figure?
I'd call it a Lego.
Polly Pocket isn't a Lego. It's not even the same brand.
No, but it's shaped like a Lego, just smaller.
Speaking of Lego,
Yeah.
apparently Lego's real expensive now because it's all coming in kits and stuff. Like,
yeah, now it's
it's
a
expensive.
collectibles thing.
It's expensive just to buy like an assorted box of fucking. Like I wanted to just buy a big bag of Lego, just assorted pieces. It's like $50. Like these are all like penny pieces. There's no reason for these to be that expensive. I understand the kits being that expensive because you need very particular parts made for
Yeah.
very particular reasons, especially the mechanical stuff. But I always figure if you wanted something that moved like that, get a fucking erector set. Those erector sets were the shit. And you
More
remember?
like the Connects.
No, erector set. It was the Sandlot. The one where he builds that little ball moving machine and
Yeah.
he flings it at his mom's head as she walks in the door.
Yeah. Connects.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Sandlot.
Yeah,
Get out the
Connects.
90s. No, it wasn't Connects. It
It was like a fucking spherical thing with holes, and you put the stick in there.
Right,
and
that's
then-
not the same thing. That's
I'm
plastic.
describing Connects.
I know, that's
Okay.
a plastic toy that doesn't, it's not the same thing. What I'm referring to was, what did I call it? God damn it.
Something.
Oh, hang on.
You called it.
I'm literally gonna pause and rewind just to fucking remember what the fuck I was saying.
I don't know what it's
Anyway,
called.
this toy, it wasn't Connect, you're fucking Connects, dude. No, they were metal pieces that
Okay.
they would actually have screws and nuts and bolts, and you'd have a tool, and you'd have to literally build all this. Like you're an erector set. You were
Okay.
erecting like a whole structure. It wasn't just snapping pieces together. You were actually seeing how fulcrum points worked and pivot points and pulley systems, which yes you do with Kinects, but Kinects are like a dumbed down, like my kid's too stupid to hold a wrench kind of fucking toy. You know what I mean?
Like an
Like,
engineer Lego.
it's the engineering of Lego. It was an amazing thing. I remembered I had it for a I had a small set and I fucking loved it. I fucking loved it.
I never had Kinects.
I think anything tactical like that, where you get to build things, is really important for not just fine motor functions for kids. Like my son, this bandana is an autism awareness bandana from junk.com. My cousin, I don't want to say which one, because I don't know if he's okay being talked about on here, but he bought it for me. He bought 3 of them, one for me, my kid, and my wife, because he knows that my son's on the spectrum, and we like to, support those kind of things. So check it out. Go to junk.com. Support autism awareness. But what was my point?
That the erector sets are not Kinects.
That erector. How did I get on the head?
Because you were talking about, you were gonna talk about your cousin.
Anyway,
Something.
erector sets aren't
erector
Kinects.
sets and your
Doesn't matter. It's all over now. So what else do we get into? That they're really important. That's how I got onto autism. They're really important for fine motor function skills, working with delicate objects with your fingers, because that's a common problem that kids, with on the spectrum have, is fine motor function.
The problem I have is that if I struggle to build/make something, where like I'm
You get
fucking
frustrated.
hurting myself. Yeah, not only do I get frustrated, but when I do fucking finish what it is I was building, constructing, I fucking hate it and I want nothing to do with it.
I think that's a common thing though, but I think it's one of those building things that look cool that rarely have any function. Like I had it up here a while ago. It was a little solar powered dinosaur that me and my son spent a good hour and a half building. And he was excited to get it built. Like, oh, it's got the legs now. Oh, it's got the head on. And then it was time to go outside. We went outside. Like, well, we need to wait for the sun, and there's no sun. You're like, okay, you went inside. Sat here for a week before you saw it again. Like, oh, let's put it in the sun. Then we put it in the sun, and it like barely moved. It didn't work. You're like, oh well. Went back inside. It was never about the toy. It was the fun was never about the toy or even the function of the toy or the usefulness of the toy. I think it's a really important tool for bonding. Because when I bought that connector set, when I had Lego, when my son gets Lego or these marble mazes, all these things you have to put together, he comes to me to build it. And he's excited to build it and to watch me build it and to help me build it. All this excitement, pure joy during all this time, but we get mad because he doesn't want to play with the damn thing. Obviously, for the kid, it was never about playing with the toy. It was about the fun of building it and that experience, sharing it with his father. And I feel like a lot of the things that I asked for as a kid, it was always something I could play with somebody else with, or I had to build with my dad, or I had to have help with in some fashion. Even video games. I never enjoyed video games unless I could get my sister to play with me. Because my older sister was really good at like Resident Evil, and the Resident Evil games would freak me out. Because the sound effects, like I could play it on mute, no problem, but the sound effects would fuck me up. It would stress me out. So my sister would play, and I'd be sitting there watching her. Before there was YouTube and Twitch channels, I was watching my sister play like that, you know what I mean? So I understand the appeal of that. There's another thing. How about video games? Were you ever like an NES fan? Like, did you play Super Nintendo or Dreamcast or PlayStation? What was your first?
I had a Nintendo,
GameCube.
Super Nintendo, and then a GameCube, and then it wasn't until
The GameCube was sick, dude. That was one of the first disc games. Like after when the discs went mini, dude. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're not these big giant CDs anymore.
Yeah, we're like,
and
this
that
is
was
the future.
Well, that's when they came out with mini disc players too. They're little
Yeah.
cassettes, like where you could reload each cassette like it was just a cassette.
Yeah.
For those of you kids who don't know what a cassette was, it was literally a box with tape in it, like video, like I can't explain
That's
these old
why
things to people.
adults, when they when they're talking about recording something, that's
It's
why
a-
they say tape it. Let's get it on tape, because back then,
It was
It
a
was-
literal tape.
yeah, the film was on the tape.
It was reel to reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was spooled in on a spool. It was a fucking tape on a spool. Do you know what tape is? Pull the tape out. It was basically that with videos and audio recorded onto it that played in this machine called a VCR, a video something
Video cassette,
replayer, right?
I guess.
Because it was a recorder as
It was-
well, but the point was
yeah,
that it
yeah.
was replaying the video that was
Yeah, because there was a
So I-
video cassette recorder and a video cassette replay.
player.
There was even one called a rewinder.
Oh, I had that! A whole separate machine just to put your, if you couldn't fucking wait to rewind your video before watching something else in that video player, you had a whole separate machine to take this 4x8 say 3x8, right? How big are these fucking things?
Like a shoebox.
No, they weren't a shoebox. That'd be silly. But they were rather large. Let's call it 8x5. 8x5 inch square black brick, or orange if you had Nickelodeon movies. And you put those in this separate box
Oh, I
that
thought you
was
were talking
slightly
about
larger.
the rewinder.
Yeah, I'm talking about that
Rewinder was
now.
a box.
Oh, that
shoebox.
thing was about a shoebox. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have to put that giant cassette into this larger box, this shoebox, close the lid, and hit a button, and you just hear of it rewinding, going backwards, and then you hear, and if you heard, but you didn't hear the, you were fucked, because that means you had to get a butter knife and wedge that fucking door open, because somehow this tape that was designed to go in there would get stuck 4 out of 5 times in that stupid video player, rewinder, whatever the hell you wanted to call it. God, we had some trouble in the 90s, huh? Fucking first world
Which
problem.
is why when I play fucking Alien Isolation, it always takes me back, because that's what we thought the future was gonna be. That it was still gonna be analog. That the fucking TVs were still
Everything
gonna be
did
square.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
like voice, like even the digital stuff was still like.
Because everything was simpler. You just fucking connected and that's it.
But it was like even stuff that was like wireless, like you needed to plug something in and hand crank it.
Yeah.
Like, those wireless radios, dude, you couldn't charge up a radio and then go on the road with it. Like, or like just attach like these speakers.
Like,
Like
Alex Jones sells those radios.
the hand crank ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, there's because eventually one day you're not gonna find batteries. Apparently, one day we're not
Or
gonna
if
figure out a way to charge up these
disaster,
things.
like a fucking earthquake or something.
Yeah, you lose all power. You have no batteries in the house.
So you just
What are you
crank
gonna
it
do?
up.
You got these hand crank radios. That's basically what everything was in the 90s. In the 80s, let's be fair. In the 80s, it started shifting in the 90s.
90s.
But yeah, in the 70s, 80s, when everything was just still alien and aliens, we thought it was all gonna be just fucking analog. Right?
Yeah.
It was weird. Even oh man, everything was crazy. Anyway, what else do we got? What are the toys? Rubik. What did you think about? What kind of shitty ass toys were there in the world? Like, what do you think about the Rubik's Cube?
I think the Rubik's Cube is great.
It teaches you pattern recognition, apparently.
Yeah.
Like that's really all it is. Though. If you could
3D
figure out,
puzzle is
if you
what
could
it
figure
is.
out the pattern, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I never could though. I used to do the tutorials like
Well,
once a year. And
I could never solve a Rubik's Cube because, you know, I'd hold it off for later. And somebody would always walk in like, ooh, a Rubik's Cube, and start fucking with
Yeah.
it. And you're like, now I gotta fucking, like, I don't know what pattern you used.
You wouldn't know anyway. You couldn't figure it out if you don't figure it out. There's a method behind it. If you look it up, you can figure it out. It doesn't take a genius to do it. It just takes somebody with a good memory on
apparently.
pattern.
Some people say get the corners first, some people say get one side first.
Yeah, because there's a very basic pattern that you can get it to fairly simply, and if you can get it there are steps to continue after that. But you have to be able to get to the very base pattern first. But apparently that's such a simple thing to do that anybody could pretty much do it if you can follow instructions. I'm not very good at following instructions. That's why Lego takes me twice as long.
Yeah, me too.
That's why my poor son just can't stand me getting. He used to love Lego, and now he can't stand me buying them now because he knows I'm gonna have to put it together, and it takes me 5 times longer than it would take him if he had better motor.
Well, they come in with pictographs.
Now they are a lot better.
Yeah.
The pictographs are a hell of a lot better than they used to be.
Yeah, because they're literally showing you how to do it.
Yeah, but they used to like not be able to show you the rotations and stuff. Or maybe we just weren't adept at reading those instructions as much as we are now through
Back then,
experience
it
of
wasn't
seeing.
an actual fucking manual.
So, point being, what were the shittiest toys that you had ever seen? Are there any famous toys that are pretty shitty if you think about them now?
I'm thinking of the Stretch Armstrong.
Holy bull! That was my top one! That's exactly what I was thinking of. I didn't think you were going to say that. What the hell was the point of a Stretch Armstrong,
just
dude?
Stretch it.
My son has the same thing now. They're called Gujitsu. They're called Heroes of Gujitsu. And they're just these little monos that are filled with goo, but they're kind of see-through, and they put, like, one of them will have skulls in there with the goo, the other one will have, like, it's instead of skulls, it's like candy apples, because he's an apple-eating monster, some shit. Like, they're random shit inside him, right? And then now the new series, you can take their heads off and put them on each other, interchange the heads. Like, they're actually kind of fun to play with. I can't, like, but back when it was just the Stretch Armstrong,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a heroic thing where he was fighting other villains and stuff. Now they have a storyline for every toy. Every toy has a backstory, which is amazing because it makes these kids more creative.
Yeah. Well, the Stretch Armstrong I had was a dollar store. Stretch
And it was
Armstrong.
naked.
So,
Why was he naked?
so you could put clothes on it.
Who put clothes on a Stretch Armstrong?
I don't know, people.
Nobody. They didn't sell separate clothes for him or anything.
Well, I didn't have a Stretch Armstrong. I had a dollar store Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, I had a
which
Stretch
came
Armstrong, but it didn't
naked.
come. Yeah, Stretch Armstrong was naked.
Huh, I remember him with a fucking
No.
gym shirt, and this is a gym shirt by the way. With a fucking the
What makes it a gym shirt?
I don't know, the thing said gym shirt, but
Oh, okay. You sure it didn't say Jim's shirt? It's not a used tee that you
but
bought?
no, he had a sleeveless shirt that was like a male crop top,
You mean a wife beater?
and he had a fucking
Oh,
the silky shorts, man. But they were all black. You know what this conversation is reminding me of?
No, he just had the pants.
The underwear, you mean?
Yeah, he just had the underwear. He was like a wrestler.
I remember him very differently.
Yeah, no,
But,
Stretch Armstrong was a perv, dude.
Whatever. What this conversation is
Pulled this and
reminding
sliced
me
him
of
open with a knife.
is the fucking, because I would tell my sister, I'm like, good thing you didn't grow up in the 80s, because dolls were fucking creepy as fuck back then.
They really were.
Yeah.
All
like,
of, you
could
remember the
fucking-
one? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you could you lay it down and the eyes close.
Yeah.
And then you sit it up and the eyes open.
No, what bothered me was my little baby wee wee or whatever the fuck it was, where you'd actually fill up the bottle with water, and you put a diaper on the baby, and my sister, she'd feed the baby the liquid, and it would come out the other end, and she'd actually have to change the diaper because she had an actual wet diaper. Now that was one. There was this one really fucked up toy, and it wasn't creepy, but the results of it were creepy. So it was a doll with a motor in it that moved its jaw up and down,
Yeah.
and it came with a pack of fake French fries and carrots, and you put this shit in the doll's mouth, and it had these gears that would pull the food in and pull it all the way out. Like it would. I don't remember if it came out the ass too. It probably did.
Probably.
Why wouldn't it be a fully functioning thing, right? So cute, right? You're teaching the kid to feed. I get the appeal of it. People didn't realize that little girls have long hair and aren't always that coordinated just because they're 3 with a doll. They're shoving things into this motorized mouth that's designed to pull things in. There were reports of little girls' hair getting caught in these machines and ripping out patches of hair out of their skulls. Because this motorized mechanism would just pull their hair right along in with the food. Like there were some really fucked up toys in the world.
Yeah, and
Okay, go ahead. I
some
got
of
one
these
more to
dolls
talk about.
Fucking, they would talk.
Oh, the
And
talking
they would,
ones.
They would move their mouth.
Furby was creepy. Me and my sisters talk about this to this day. One Christmas we got a Furby, each of us, because it was the new hot toy. Everybody was running out to get these things. It was like right before the Tickle Me Elmo craze. It was like the first craze, I think, other than the TY Beanie Babies. Talk about another shitty toy. Everybody freaked out about these cute little fucking bean stuffed bags for what? And they were going for hundreds of dollars for a short time there. Now those same $100 toys are found in landfills because nobody gives a shit about them. It's insane. It's insane the stuff that we've deemed worthy of our fucking adoration.
Yeah, for some reason, the talking toy that wasn't so creepy was a Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh yeah, I think my sister had one. I think my little sister had one. It was a little too feminine a toy for my parents to get me, or I was too old for it. I think by the time
It's a teddy bear. How is it too feminine?
I know, but I think I was too old. I think to be asking for toys like that. By the time that came out, it wasn't a thing for
It was
me.
a teddy bear with a cassette player.
Yeah,
on his
you can
back.
record on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have one of those. Do you remember Home Alone? When he goes to New York, he's got that
I
voice
want
recorder.
one.
I had one of those. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty wicked. I got a lot of cool stuff from movies. Yeah.
I never did.
Well, I came from a good middle class family. Like I like fully be the first to admit that I was spoiled as fuck growing up. I learned later on in life to appreciate it, luckily. But there are certain people that are spoiled their whole life and don't come out of it. They never learn to struggle for anything. I ended up putting myself in the position to struggle because I recognized the need for it in my life. So I put myself in a position to move out by the time I was 17 and, live out for a little while, make myself struggle in weird ways. Because I always had a safety net, to be fair. Like, I was always aware that no matter what happened to me, I would be okay because I could always come home. Very, very lucky for me. But I've learned to appreciate that the older I got. When it's hard to appreciate the support system you have when you're going through all this like psychological bullshit that you put yourself through.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still always have your family to back you up, right?
Yeah.
And friends.
Mm-hmm.
If you can call anybody that.
Yeah. Not everyone's your friend, but tough
So,
times. That's when.
What do you think about the game Operation? Let's get off the sad sack shit. What do you think of the game Operation? Tell me that wasn't the shittiest game, the weirdest fucking game. So, what are we teaching people to be doctors? No, we're teaching people that it's funny to hurt people.
Your fucking muscle memory, learning how to have a steady hand.
That is some super fine motor skill working there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always been such a weird, grotesque game for me to have gotten popular.
You're just.
Have you ever played the game?
Things. Yeah.
It-
My cousin has.
Have you ever enjoyed playing that game?
Yeah.
It sucked. Like, it's fun the first time, but that noise is jarring. It's so jarring, dude. I can't stand games like that. Noisy games. Just.
Oh, maybe you hate it because you sucked at it.
I'd probably hate it because I sucked at it, actually. Yeah. Okay, I'll concede that one. You win. You win that point. Alright, Operation's not so bad. What's another shitty one, man? There's plenty out there. What did you think of the Ripsticks? You remember Ripsticks? It was like a wheel. I think they still sell. Actually, I think my son might have just. I think he's got one.
What, the Boppets?
Oh, talk about a fucking annoying game. The Bop It, dude. The Bop It was right up there with like Simon Says. It's great for like house parties. Like if you got a couple kids together and it's okay being noisy, you're fine. But you don't buy those for single kids that you never take to play with friends and shit. Like you don't buy that during Corona. You know what I mean? When you're all locked up, you got Simon Says, red, yellow, red, yellow, green. Like that's all you hear for hours. Bop it, slap it, scream it. Are we playing a game or having sex? I'm confused. Because those were really sexually suggestive terms in that Bop It game.
Yeah, twisted, pull it.
Bop It. Yeah, that was it. It was just twist it, pull it, bop it at the beginning, and then it became flick it was one. Spin it. Spin it's a weird one.
Huh.
But it's like this. Never mind. Anyway, this episode's been going on long enough. I think. What do you have any other board game? What so like you were saying? Your parents, you guys play charades, you said?
Yeah, lately.
Are there any games that you enjoy playing now as an adult?
You mean on my Xbox? Because 'cause that's
Yeah,
like
let's
all
go with
I'm
that.
thinking.
So let's end this up. We've talked about all the retro games. Let's talk about where that's all led us now. What are you playing now?
Before Rona, I was playing Gears of War, but you know, since everyone's on the internet, it's saturated as fuck, so
Oh,
it takes
yeah?
forever to fucking get in the game. So I've let that out for a while. What else? Oh, pinball. Pinball's a thing. I'm like, yeah, I may lie about my age, but put a pinball in front of me, and you're like, he's a child of the
You're talking about the box, like an actual pinball rig,
pinball machine.
a pinball
table.
table, rather
Yeah.
than just like on the phone and stuff. I'm addicted.
Yeah.
To I love the video game ones too on computer and
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
currently playing one.
But they're not the same. That tactical feel, the ka-chunk, 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 ding, ding, chunk, chunk, ching, ching, is so good. Now that's a noise that's satisfying.
Yeah.
But it's that slot machine, like something about the register of the pings, you know? Like they're satisfying pings. When it comes to like jarring noises, like on the bucket, like or fucking operation, I can't. Those are the ones I draw the line. It's not whether or not I'm good at it. I was good at Bop It. I was good at Simon, but I can't stand them. Can't stand them.
Yeah, because on the fucking pinball tables.
But the
Fucking-
pinball table.
Yeah,
Slap
you can
you.
push the button fucking aggressively. And,
No, you tilt.
Well, you can do that.
You fail.
But fucking, like you be aggressive with it, and then the fucking the pings and the rings, and, like if you're good enough, it'll be like a melody to you.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You can get into a rhythm like king, ching, ching, king, 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 king. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that I asked you about modern games and you went with one more retro one just to end this episode. That was fucking great. Frank, this was a good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this retro fucking fitted week that we threw in for you guys. We went with Aliens and every Alien movie discussed
it's
last
80s
episode.
week.
It's totally 80s week. We are children of the 80s. I will give Frank away that much at least. You guys can figure out how far back. I'll give you a hint. I was 89. Anyway, alright. Love you guys. It has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast once again. You can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com, at Completely Inap on Twitter, at CI Podcast on Instagram, at Pinterest. Are we on Pinterest? No? That's just
No, it's gay.
DeviantArt? No? Anyway. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things that we can start.
Art.
We
I
should throw
have
some-
a DeviantArt account.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'll give you like, I'll start taking pictures of like old poetry and shit.
I
You can
use
pretend
it
to
to
be
get
like me.
fucking ideas for my tattoos.
Ideas. That's right. I got this one from DeviantArt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my monkey tattoo, Pyro Monkey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still debating whether I'm gonna get these tattoos touched up or get a new one when we
Oh,
go.
I have an idea for our matching tattoo.
Ooh, tell me,
It's a
tell
simple
me.
$60 one. Fucking the letters CI in red,
Mhm.
right? Inside of a blue heart with headphones.
A blue heart with
Yeah.
headphones. Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to get it, go ahead.
There was another one that was just a fucking one of these mics. Well, the retro mics, the square ones. And then just have it say somewhere along the lines completely inappropriate.
Yeah, keep working on it. So this has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. Frank, what do we tell people?
Be excellent to each other.
And find you're happy. We love you guys. Take it easy. Frank, say bye-bye.
Bye bye.